in your eyes now, but I know there's always a way. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything much smoother again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. The connections might be tangled, the power source has lost its spark, but every wire tells a story, and I can mend what's torn apart. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything look smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. When the current isn't flowing, when the signals disappear, I'll be here with tools and patience, make the static crystal clear. Every cable, every circuit, every problem that you bring, I'll restore what time has broken, make the whole world sing. So don't you worry about tomorrow, don't you stress about today. I've got maintenance for your troubles, and I'll chase them all away. I'll fix you up, make everything run smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. Hey, Daniel, everything's good as new. Hey, Daniel, I'll fix you up for you.
All right. Well, I'm here. I'm just going to do my thing today, and then I'm going to get off because I know Jeremy comes on at 7 o'clock. Let me see. I need to make his nose bigger. Now that's good right there. All right, so what is funny about this whole, and from what I've been reading from their transcripts, the Two Fleas transcripts, that they're judging subpoenas. So they're judging the subpoena to go to court. And let me read this to make people understand. First of all, I'm not a lawyer. First of all, I'm not a lawyer. I never said I was a lawyer. But I can look up stuff. So I guess BBB is either telling them to dodge the subpoenas, or Lisa is telling them to dodge the subpoenas and think it's okay. But it's not okay. And let me read this to you. Dodging a subpoena can lead to several severe. Okay, let me repeat that. Dodging a subpoena can lead to severe legal consequences, including being held in contempt of court, fines, arrest warrants, and potential jail time. It is crucial to comply with a subpoena, which is a legal order, or face these repercussions. And then we're going to go through all the different stages of this. Contempt of court. Failing to comply with a subpoena can be considered contempt of court, which can result in fines or even jail time. Arrest warrants. In some cases, a bench warrant for your arrest may be issued if you fail to appear in court or comply with the subpoena's requirements. Financial penalties. You may also find monetary fines for non-compliance. Professional damage. Failing to comply with a subpoena could also damage your professional reputation and make it difficult to secure future employment. Criminal charges. In certain situations, ignoring a subpoena can even lead to criminal charges. Objection and quashing. If you believe there are valid reasons not to comply with a subpoena, you can try to object or file a motion to quash or modify it. And this is something that you need to do. Seeking legal advice. You may have any doubts or concerns about a subpoena. It is best to consult with an attorney to understand your rights and options. And they didn't do that. They never did that. They just dodged deposition by lying and saying that that's not my name. That's not my name. You know, that's. I'll tell you what, if I was a judge, I'd issue bench warrants for all of you, and all of you would go to jail. If you heard me read earlier, a few minutes ago, that a subpoena is a court order. And you're saying, and the police are saying that the subpoena is not legal. And the funny thing is, as I was reading through the transcript of yesterday's live stream, which we're going to talk about, she's actually giving Ray Bonecrusher the same advice. By rejecting being served the subpoena for court by saying it's not your name. You need to stop taking this as a joke. This is not a joke. And you think that your little shenanigans that you're going to do in court is going to get the case dismissed? It looks like to me that the anti-what-the-hells ecosystem is trying to dodge being sued. And they're trying every little trick in the book to dodge being served, to dodge being given their deposition. They're dodging because they know they messed up. And we all know they messed up. And they know they're in trouble, but now they're dodging it to get out of it. Now, I can understand Ray Bonecrusher, you know, an elderly gentleman, probably never been sued in his entire life, not understanding what's being said in the court paperwork that he was reading on his live stream and in his video. but it's some of the things that he said, you know. Which one should we read first? That's, well, we can do the live stream first. We'll do the live stream one first because it was kind of short. I didn't take that many notes on it because it was. So he said, Bruce has been busy and does not get the credit for what he is doing. Okay. I have to ask this question, as I always do. If Bruce has been dismissed from the case, why is he still helping? That's a good question. I think it's a question that's worth answering. If Bruce has been dismissed from the case, like you have so stated in the past, why is he still on the case? Why is he still helping with the case if he's not the lawyer, the attorney that's on record? That's always a good question. I think that's a fair question to ask. I think it's a fair question to ask. Then he talked about channel subs, and Lee's had 3,000 subscribers, and Jeremy had over 700,000 subscribers. It said something about Lisa being some kind of competitor. I guess it's in the court filing, but Lisa being a competitor, and said Jeremy was paranoid. Oh my goodness. See, and these are the things, Mr. Ray, that get you into trouble. What you say is what's getting you into trouble, but you can't shut up. You have to keep flapping your lips, and that's what got you into trouble. My advice, Mr. Bonecrusher, is you need to hire an attorney. You need to find an attorney, and you need to retain that attorney. And you all need to stop playing this as a joke, because this isn't a joke. Okay? And then in these court documents, he was talking about Lisa Lee being. So he admitted that Lee was chosen by Preston to be Preston's podcast or PR person. But yet they claim all the time, well, we're not her PR, we're not her PR, we're not her PR, we're not her PR. Well, make up your mind. Are you or aren't you? Because this whole thing is just, these people are just being ridiculous. In my opinion, they're being ridiculous. And then he read the part, he read the document that said that Lisa was part of the what the hell's media ecosystem and a malicious conspiracy to trash Hales. Well, that's the truth. And we've also seen the email from Bruce saying, what? We all saw the email from Bruce saying, what was his intent? To take down Jeremy's YouTube empire. That's why they've been stalling this case and filing all these stupid motions. They're trying to take Jeremy's money. All right. Read the part of the document that said Lisa was using advertising advertising on YouTube platform to make false and misleading statements, and then he said that Lisa actually showed the documentation from the police department, Levy County Sheriff's Office. And she might have showed it, but of course, if they read anything like that police report, you know darn well, that's going to be, they're just going to read parts of it that fit their narrative. They're not going to read or don't actually understand the full statement of it. And then Ray said, about 20-minute mark on Jeremy's live stream, Jeremy started to fall apart. Well, if this was what was happening to Jeremy was happening to me, I don't think I could keep it together. I think Jeremy's trying to do a good job to keep it together. But look at all the horrible and horrific things that are being said about him and being done to him. Don't you think that takes a mental toll on that man every day? Look at the financial strain that Jeremy has to go through, because every time these idiots file motions, Randy has to read it and respond to it, and it costs Jeremy money. They're trying to break Jeremy, plain and simple. They're trying to take Jeremy's money away from him. And then he read the part where Lisa made a statement that Jeremy Hales tortured Preston for content for a year and a half. That is a bold-faced lie. And again, I have to ask you, to please show me proof that that actually happened. I would like to see the proof that you have that states that Jeremy actually did this. And then she said that they tried to take the child away from her. Nobody tried to take the child away from her. But maybe that is, I don't know. To me, that sounds, well, I don't even know how to respond to that one. Except, well, maybe the living conditions. People reported the living conditions and the child should be taken away from. It depends on the whole thing. It's like one of my subscribers said that putting that little girl into the system was not a good thing. In my opinion, that little girl needs to be with a family that's going to love her and take care of her and teach her right from wrong and not the garbage that Michelle and John are teaching that child. Going to a family that's going to love her, I'm all for it. I'm sure everybody that's on here is all for that. I mean, what kind of parents teach their children to do the same thing as what the parents are doing? And that's going to leave a mark on that child when she grows up psychologically. And they still claim that he said, so this is what the statement, I guess this is the statement that Lisa made, still claim that Jeremy Hales has a security camera over a privacy fence to take pictures of the entire back. Oh my goodness. Again, look, I'm just going to keep repeating this as much as I can. Okay, there are no statutes in the state of Florida how high security cameras can be on private property. As long as that camera is not impeding on a bedroom, a bathroom, or any private areas of a home. But they keep bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up. All right. And then he went on about when he was reading in the documents that there was over 100 videos, and then asked the question, "Do you really think that a judge is gonna watch 100 videos, over 100 videos?" I really don't think so. I think it's just going to be based on the facts and the truth and the evidence that Jeremy has. And said this case, what did he say? Oh, so he said that this case was like spaghetti. And said they're just throwing it on the wall to see what will stick. I don't think so. I think the evidence is very, very clear in this case. And then he actually accused Jeremy of deleting certain words before or after a paragraph. See, Mr. Ray, this is the thing that it was getting you into trouble with the court. These are the things that are getting you in trouble with the court. Is what's coming out of your mouth. Okay? It's the words and what you're saying is about Jeremy is what's getting you into trouble in the court. Okay? And these are said in a statement. And I'm just repeating what was said. So Lisa made this statement. Okay, so one of them was that Jeremy was faking violations of a protection order to create incidents. 2, lying to the police. And 3, committing perjury. Okay, Miss Lisa, if you here you are, and you and Ray are accusing Jeremy of doing the same thing. You're accusing Jeremy of not the same thing, but you're accusing Jeremy of committing crimes. Okay? I would like to see your factual proof. I want to see factual proof to these accusations that you're making about Jeremy. Oh, that's right. You don't have the factual proof. And then he said that Lisa has shown proof of that statement that she made. Again, it goes back to I want to see the proof. I want to see the actual proof. Okay? I want to see factual proof to these accusations. Hello, EMS. Hello, 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 hello. I would like to see actual proof of these accusations that you made about Jeremy. And then that thing with the telephone call during the deposition, saying that Michelle accidentally text messaged Jeremy. And then was asked about it. I think that that text messaging Jeremy wasn't an accident. Now it might be an accident. But I don't think so. And then Jeremy, took care of it and said it was a violation of the protection order. Oh, Ray Bonecrusher just and he still claimed and Ray still claims that Michelle accidentally texted just Jeremy. Yeah, okay, and then he claimed that Michelle is innocent of what he said earlier. And then he said that that incident was lie number two. They still claim that the money the police took in was not a donation and it was not a fundraiser and was not a donation to help her. So what was the money used for? I don't get that. And you see, that's the thing. You called you in the ecosystem continue to call Jeremy a scammer, but yet Lisa and her motley crew of idiots over on that side have scammed their people out of thousands and thousands of dollars with no accountability whatsoever. And then I listened to this statement by this idiot, claiming that Lisa never got a nickel of that money and said that no money was given to Michelle or John. Okay? So if no money was given to Lisa and no money was given to John or Michelle, where is the money? Where is the money? You know? Exactly. Please. If the money wasn't given to Lisa and none of the money was given to John or Michelle, where is the money? Who has the money? And why aren't you showing transparency? At least I showed transparency where my donation went to, where the money went to when I had that Gibson Go. And then some of the money was used for the fence. Some of the money was used for the gifts for Harley Jolly Christmas. Uh, he claimed that some of that money went to the barndominium. And it said something about to make that barndominium compliant with the Florida wind standards. And see, and this is exactly the reason. What I'm going to read to you is the exact reason why you are getting yourself into trouble every time you open your mouth, Ray. So he said this. He said that her barn was a better grade than what was on Jeremy's ranch house, and much. I can't read what I wrote. And a much better building. Exactly, and that tit for tat. See, that's the thing about it. When you go tit for tat like they're doing, one, it's childish. And then he went on to say that the document that he received looked like it was written by a third grader, and said it was not organized enough for understanding. But I will say, if Mr. Bonecrusher doesn't know how to understand court documents, you could also you should you should consult a lawyer. You should consult an attorney, and then take that paperwork to the attorney, and the attorney can read it and explain it to you. I can understand that. Not too many people um, understand uh, court documents. But I have a friend of mine that's a lawyer, so he kind of guided me a couple times on some court documents. No, you think that they're going to grow up. And see, the funny part of it is EMS. As I was going through, as I was getting the notes from their transcript last night, she's actually giving Ray the same advice: dodge the subpoena to being served. Okay, and I read earlier in the live stream that that has some really serious consequences, including fines, a bench warrant, and jail time. So yeah, go ahead and dodge your deposition. Because if I was a judge, I'd throw the book at you. I have bench warrants put out for all of you. All of you would go to jail. You keep dodging, you keep playing this as a joke. Yeah, she sure did. She was telling Ray, I didn't listen to it, but if she said it, it was in the transcript. She was basically telling Ray to do the same thing about the name, that because Randy and them were trying to get the name changed in the amended motion, and then said that Ray should, if he gets served, to tell him that that's not my name, like she did. Does she realize that they can go to jail for that? Does she realize? Do you want me to read that over again? I read this part of it. Dodging a subpoena can lead to severe legal consequences, including being held of contempt of court, fines, arrest warrants, and potential jail time. I guess they don't get that part of it because they're treating this whole thing like it's a joke. They treat this whole thing like it's a joke. It's not a joke. You're being sued. And if I was Jeremy, I'd be buckling down on their ass harder now. Since they want to dodge depositions and they want to dodge being served. If I was Randy and Jeremy, I'd be buckling down hard on their ass. Exactly. It's like I said earlier, they know they got caught. Now they're trying to dodge being arrested by having these lawyers file frivolous motions in the court. And I hope that this judge denies those motions to dismiss and lets the case go forward. So this is the transcript from the video he did before he went live. And he said, "Me, Raymond, but it goes Raymond, knew of the scheme and assisted in it for all the acts and all the defendants, co-conspirators, conspirators, blah, 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 including engaging in unconscionable, unfair, and deceptive acts or practices that offend established public policy and are immoral, unethical, oppressive, and unscrupulous or substantially injurious to consumers." Oops. Hold on, EMS. Let me fix that. That was my mistake. I'm trying to click. I'm trying to click. Hold on, EMS. Shit. Damn it. I meant to click somebody else. Damn it, that thing was. Hold on, EMS. Whoops. It's settings. Oh, come on. Stop doing this. It automatically took you off as. Hold on. This whole thing is messed up. Hold on. This is what I mean about doing this. Hold on, EMS. I fixed it. I fixed it. Let me hold. Just give me a minute. I tried to get a little bit. Oh, God damn it. Try saying something again, EMS, in the chat. I'm trying to get a little bit. I think I got it now. Isn't that the one that you said the band? Isn't that the one that you said the band? Okay, well, the band now. Let me go back and check and see to make sure. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, yep, yep. I'm sorry about that, EMS. I was trying to click Little Bit's name and I clicked yours out by accident. But now they're banned from the chat. Why am I trying to get you for? Because you're a troublemaker. So what I was talking about earlier was you inserted yourself, Mr. Ray, you inserted yourself into the anti what the hell's media ecosystem. You continue to talk crap about Jeremy every time you turn around. You're just as guilty as they are. Even though you say that you're innocent, it's the things that come out of your mouth. You know? But you got named in this lawsuit as soon as you insert yourself into the anti what the hell's media ecosystem. So to me, you're just as guilty as they are. And then he stated, all these things are against the law according to that. Yes, it is. Ray, what you're doing, what you and the anti with the hell's ecosystem is doing is against the law. It's called defamation. It's called defamation. When you got the email saying that you were going to be served, you should have shut up and consulted a lawyer. But no, you got to keep running your mouth every time. And that's what keeps getting you into trouble. co-conspirators. That part of that comes from I recommended different people on their channels, different channels out there, creators. You keep promoting the Two Fleas channel. And they're the head part of this anti what the hell's ecosystem. You keep promoting them because you're part of it. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, let me put up a good one. Hold on. I like this one. This one's kind of that's even funnier. Exactly, EMS. They rattle. They're doing that. Exactly. They radicalize their viewers. And then he goes on to say, listening to a video by Larry Foreman, the DUI guy, and I did a shout out to him on one of my videos, and replicated. Sir, you went on. The thing is, Mr. Ray, you went on Larry's channel, and you got promoted by Larry because you said that you were on Jeremy's side. But as soon as you got over 10,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel, what did you do? You flip flopped. You went to the Two Fleas side and the anti what the hell's media ecosystem side. That's why you lost subscribers to your channel. You know, when you flip flopped and took the Flea side and took Michelle's side, okay, that's why you lost subscribers. You used Larry to promote your channel. And then when you got the subscribers, you flip flopped. So anything that happens to you in this lawsuit is because of what you have done. Your actions will have consequences. Looney Tunes. They're all Looney Tunes. Considered independent view and nothing to do with conspiracy, but this lawsuit would have you believe that anybody I did a shout out to is involved in a conspiracy. Yes, yes, sir. Yes. We all seen the email that Bruce sent saying that his intention was to create the anti what the hell's media ecosystem for the purpose of taking down Jeremy House's YouTube empire. That's a conspiracy. And you inserted yourself into this. So you are just as much a part of it as the rest of them. So don't say I'm. You know the thing is, Mr. Ray, you need to stop playing a victim. You need to stop playing a victim. You need to pull your depends up and act like a big boy now, because you got yourself into a serious situation that you keep thinking it's a joke. That's all, folks. Oh, last night before I went to bed, I was watching uh, Facebook Reels, and the Looney Tunes one that came up, Duck Amok, when Bugs Bunny was messing with Daffy Duck with the scenery stuff, and Daffy said something about the way he looked. So Bugs made him look like some kind of thing with a flower around his head, with a and his tail was a flagpole with a flag that said "screwball." It still cracks me up. I say, boy, you don't listen to me, boy. You have to listen to me, boy. Foghorn Leghorn is my favorite. Bugs Bunny, all of them are my favorite. That's what Ray needs to do. Walk around with that flower thing around his head with a sign attached to him. It has a screw and a ball. And then he said it was the DUI guy involved in a conspiracy to do all that I was in at the time. I was in a conspiracy because I don't know anything about it. See, now you're trying to throw Larry Foreman under the bus, saying that he was part of a conspiracy. Larry is not part of a conspiracy, and Larry is a lawyer that you don't want to mess with. But Larry was never part of any conspiracy. Neither was Megan or Tug part of any kind of conspiracy. The whole conspiracy thing is the anti what the hell's media ecosystem, which you are a part of. That's why you're being sued. That's why you're being named in a lawsuit. Because your mouth overrides your ass. And then he said, and yet, here I just, and yet here, just because I shouted out to another channel, or two, or three, or four, or five, even though that is constitutes a conspiracy? Yes, it is. Because you are part of the channels that you are shouting out to on your channel are part of the anti what the hell's media ecosystem with the intent to take down Jeremy Hales. That makes you part of it. Exactly. The only conspiracy, and if you agree with me, EMS, say yes. The only conspiracy I see is the anti what the hell's media ecosystem, which he inserted himself into when he took the two fleece side. Well, we're going to talk about that when I get into the two fleas stuff starting tomorrow, the new stuff, because they think this whole thing is a conspiracy. So he said, all right, well then, well, listen, it looks like they have started to follow the facts and what brought to them. Okay, I have to ask you, what facts have you brought forth? What evidence? What proof? What documentation? Digging into somebody's past, divorce records, has no relevance in the case that's going on right now. I think they're trying to do that because they're trying to show Jeremy a pattern with Jeremy, and I don't think it's going to work in court. I really seriously don't think that part's going to work. And Mr. Ray, you see that there's facts in this. Well, I hate to tell you this, but everything that's come out of your mouth ever since I've been following you and the ecosystem has been nothing but defamation and personal attacks of Jeremy. So I do not feel sorry for you if you're being sued. I really do not feel sorry for you because you're being sued. I guess he's reading from the court document that you see. So he received the court documents. He obviously received the court documents, but now I guess the two fleas are trying to tell him dodge being served. Which it's like I said, go ahead, because if I was a judge and you didn't show up, bench warrant, and you can watch Judge Simpson and you can watch Judge Middleton or any of these judges. They do the same thing. It's called failure to appear. It's called failure to appear. So go ahead and dodge your deposition. Go ahead and dodge being served because one, it's contempt of court. Two, you can go to jail for it. You can be fined for it. You need to take my advice and stop taking this like a joke. It's not a joke. Jeremy is serious about what he's doing. Jeremy is very serious about what he's doing. And his intent was not about the money. Jeremy's intent in these lawsuits was to stop these people from doing what they're doing to him. And if I was Jeremy, I'd be losing my cool. The horrific things that are being said and done to that man, I don't think I could be cool about it, to be honest with you. But then he reads on the document. But here Ray knew of the scheme he was says throughout the course of conspiracy, Raymond and all defendants are acting in concert, coordinated. I put the note. Of course, Mr. Ray, you don't understand that when you inserted yourself with the two fleas, you entered into that conspiracy with the anti what the hell's media ecosystem. And again, I'm going to say this, Mr. Ray, you need to stop playing a victim. You need to stop playing the victim in all this. And then he went on to say, in furtherance of the common scheme, wow, man, is that Raymond and all defendants agreed to intentionally participate in civil conspiracy among themselves and with other individuals, the purpose of which was to commit violation of Florida's Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act. Don't you understand, Ray, that you are breaking the law? Okay, everybody has the right to freedom of speech. I'm not against the freedom of speech. But when your freedom of speech turns into the garbage and the lies that are being said about Jeremy, that's no longer freedom of speech. It's not your opinion. In my eye, it's defamation. Mr. Ray, you are the one that keeps opening your mouth and saying all these things, and you don't get it. And then he went on to say, if I'm on here, is that deceptive? I mean, you tell me. Don't look deceptive to me. If I'm on here saying and giving my opinion, is that being deceptive? Well, Mr. Ray, your opinion crossed over that line from being your opinion to defamation and trash talking Jeremy. I had the proof too. And he says, I don't think so. If I tell you my opinion, isn't that what's guaranteed by our First Amendment, freedom of speech? And again, I'm not against people, with their freedom of speech. I never have been. In fact, I had to fight for my right to freedom of speech the other day because somebody told me I shouldn't be talking about this stuff on my channel. And I said something to somebody about, well, doesn't that violate my right to First Amendment? Isn't that tell me what I can and can't do on my own YouTube channel? But see, Mr. Ray, that's one thing. I'm giving my opinion. I'm giving my analysis on this. Okay, you have the right to freedom of speech, sir. I'm not denying that. But your freedom of speech has crossed over to defamation. Why? Because you trash Jeremy, you defame Jeremy, you tell lies about Jeremy. That's why you're being sued. I never said that I'm 100% for the freedom of speech. Okay, I believe in the freedom of speech. But what they're doing isn't opinion, it's not education, it's none of these things that they keep saying that it is. They are going on their platforms and publicly humiliating, defaming him, stalking people. You attack, if you're not attacking Jeremy, you're attacking Megan and Tug or Shizzy Wiznut because you attack these people because they're on Jeremy's side. Welcome back. Mr. Ray, you just don't get it, do you? Mr. Ray, my suggestion to you, and don't take this the wrong way, you need to shut up. Stop going on your platform and talking shit about Jeremy. You need to go to your hometown, look in your phone book or online for attorneys or lawyers in your area and consult with them. If they say that they will take your case, you need to hire a lawyer. You don't need to be coming on here and saying same things over and over and over again about Jeremy. But then whoever listens to what I have to say anyway? So he said it was count 14, and of course I'm being hailed out there on this one. It's a civil conspiracy, and that's what I've been talking about here, that he claims it's civil conspiracy. Yes, Mr. Ray, it is a civil conspiracy. You inserted yourself into the anti what the hell's ecosystem. You continue to defame, stalk, and harass Jeremy. You are part of that conspiracy. There's no conspiracy on Jeremy's side. Now look, I've been watching Jeremy for a long time. I watched all his videos, every single one of them. I haven't seen anything in his videos that he lied or committed crimes and done the stuff that you accuse him of doing. And here we go again. And I'm going to bring the, he's bringing up, he's rehashing the old garbage. And then he said that Jeremy was trying to report John for giving him the two or a single fingered salute with each hand and said he was laughing about it. You know what? John did it. And the video and the screenshot prove it. With your fingers up, is that a four finger salute with a thumb on your nose? What is, are you waving goodbye? Or are you clean snot from your nose? I guess it's subject to interpretation, is what he said. And again, I said that he did do that to Jeremy. It's on a video and a screenshot evidence. Stop playing these people as victims. You are playing John and Michelle like they're victims. But you don't want to understand is that John and Michelle started all of this. You don't want to see the fact that Michelle and John are the ones that are responsible for all this. You and the two fleas in the ecosystem are playing them off as being victims by accusing Jeremy of doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. Please, if you have proof, factual proof, and factual police reports, please show me because I don't believe you. I'm sorry, I just don't believe you. I'm sorry, I just can't believe you. You know, and then he goes on to say, what if all you can use your middle finger? One. My middle my middle one when I hold up just to let you know, you see how crooked it is there. I have arthritis. When I close them, that's how far I can close it. Quit trying to make excuses for John. Stop. Okay? Just stop. You are making excuses for John, but the video and the screenshot evidence is proof. And he said the same thing here at the bottom. He said he was trying to tuck his shirt in. Again, stop making excuses for John. Stop making them out to be victims in this. Like I said, there is video evidence and there's a screenshot evidence of it. And then he went on to say, it says here that, okay, agreed to launch a campaign, damage hails, as evidenced by Raymond's actions. In other words, something I have done has made him believe that I launched a program to damage him. Now, I am not sure why he thinks that. I agreed to anything. And again, yes, because you get on your channel, you get on your platform, and that's all you do is tell lies, accuse Jeremy, make false accusations against Jeremy. You defame Jeremy. Every time that you get a chance, you're just as bad as the two fleas. Orange Coca-Cola. That is something that I haven't heard of. See, you keep playing it that that you're some kind of innocent victim in all this. That you're being sued for no reason. But you don't understand what you have said in the past is the reason why you're being sued now. Oh my goodness, Ray. You just don't get it. You're part of the anti what the hell's media ecosystem conspiracy. You continue to trash and bash and defame Jeremy. That's why you're being sued. Can't you get it through your head? You know, that's. I guess he just doesn't get it. But I'm going to say this again, Mr. Ray. Take my advice. Shut your trap door. Try to find an attorney that would take your case. Stop playing this as a game and fess up and take your medicine and face the consequences because of your actions. And then he said, is he talking about at the very beginning here, civil conspiracy? There was none. Everybody out there has their own channel and they do things their own way. And it's pretty hard to take them and put them all in one cup and say, hey, here's what we got. That's bullshit. Okay? And I made the footnote that from day one, this is what the anti what the hell's media ecosystem had been doing. From day one, it's been nothing but harassment, defamation, childish name calling at the most. And you've been doing this for 9 months. And in my opinion, you're all guilty of this. And you should and your actions should have consequences. If it means going to jail or having to pay a heavy, heavy fine, you're all guilty of it. The evidence is out there. You don't get it, Ray, that the evidence against you and the anti what the hell's ecosystem is there. Yep, they know what they're doing is wrong, but they continue to do it. And now they figured we fucked up, and now they're gonna try and Smart Trooper just went live. Uh-oh. Spawn just went live. So I think they realized that they fucked up and they got caught. And now it looks like they're trying to weasel their way out of all of this by filing stupid motions to get the judge taken off the case, or trying to get the case dismissed. He said, I'm just going to read a sentence here. It says that Luthman and all defendants agreed to intentionally participate in a civil conspiracy among themselves and with under individual of the purpose. Well, we're just about done. I mean, we're getting through this. There's not too much more. I just wanted to put this out there because this is another example of somebody playing a victim. They know what they did, and they know they did what they did is wrong. But now they're trying to weasel their way out of it, and I don't think this judge is going to let it happen. I hope that this judge doesn't let it happen. But as to what I just read, and I'm going to say this, you have all done this together. Stop lying. Stop playing the victim. In this case, and everybody on the planet had heard you and on your videos have heard what you have said. And that goes for all of them. My suggestion to you, Ray, and I'm going to say this probably as much as I can, stop this. Hire a lawyer, pull up your pens, and take what's coming to you like a man. Stop playing the victim and stop playing this like it's some kind of little game that you think that you're going to win, because you're not going to win. So he said here, which was to commit violations of Florida's Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act, and said, I am not sure where they have come up with all that stuff. I have never done that. I have never that I know of tried to act in a deceptive manner. Okay? Well, you go on your, I made the note, you go on your channel, you harass and defame Jeremy, on your platform. Stop playing the victim. Plain and simple. Stop playing the victim. Doesn't help at all, and yet officers of the court are not supposed to be harassed. I guess he's talking about the lawyers in this case being harassed and being intimidated. I don't think that any of the lawyers that were on this case were being harassed and being intimidated. BBB is a joke anyway. That's my opinion. And then he went on to say, Bruce Maskin stuck his neck out for Michelle and John and has assisted him in every way he could. And he's had to dig deep into his pockets. We know that's a lie. There's been so many fundraisers and gifts and GoFundMe's for him. And he's been assisted only on small items, and that's nowhere near taking care of any cost that he himself is having to dig out of the goodness of his heart. He took a case on because it needed help. Ray, when BBB got on the case, in my opinion, he made the case worse for them. He made the case worse for him because he was filing frivolous lawsuits, or he was not lawsuits, but he was filing frivolous motions, and he kept getting denied. That makes him look like a big fool. And then he said, and yet today there are multiple court cases going against John and Michelle, and most of it, I think, is for content. None of it is for content. And said their personal thoughts about Mr. Hales, and there are millions of people out there who would like to see us get roasted. Well, yeah. I mean, not seriously get roasted, but the thing is, Mr. Ray, you and the anti-what the Hales ecosystem have said all these things about Jeremy. And Jeremy is taking you to court for it. Yes, your actions will have consequences. And I think it's time for you to pay the piper. It's like I said, what Jeremy has said before. This isn't about the money. Jeremy has stated that it's not about the money. It's about stopping these people from doing what they're doing to him and do it to other people. And then he said, I've had comments on there said, well, now your family is going to pay for what you did. Does that make you proud that you brought my family into it? Now, do they really think that my family caused me to do this? Because that's not true. And it isn't true. Okay, his family never brought him into it. Mr. Ray, it was your decision to do what you're doing. It was your mouth that opened up and started this stuff, started spewing this crap about Jeremy. Okay, I agree that your family has nothing to do with it, that your family told you to do this. I believe the two fleas probably put you up to it. If I ever get you 10, the two fleas put you up to it. And he said something about showing the documents from his divorce. I, I would just, what I don't get is, why are you showing documents of his divorce? What relevance does it have in this case? Except they're trying to show a pattern of Jeremy's behavior, which I don't think is going to go well in the court. And then he went on to say, I think it's time more people see some of the holes in this thing. Okay, I would like to see whatever holes are supposedly in this whole thing. I just don't see it. So, Mr. Ray, again, my suggestion to you is close your mouth, hire an attorney, have him go over the case with you, have him explain what the documents are saying, pull up your depends, and take your medicine like a big boy. Because this is not a joke. And you keep playing it as a joke. And it isn't a joke. So that's all I have for today. I just wanted to get this Ray Bone Crusher stuff out. And, sometimes I think he's insignificant, is what I'm trying to say. Insignificant. But you know what? He cries First Amendment and he cries that he's being sued. But yet he doesn't realize that what comes out of your mouth is the reason why you're being sued. Who you associate with is why you're being sued. They all play this like it's a joke. And like EMS said, it's not a joke. This is real. And it's going to have real consequences. My advice to you, too, is don't listen to the two fleas telling you to dodge being served. Because if you dodge being served a subpoena, you're violating the law. You are breaking the law. And I would think somebody of your age would at least know better not to do these things. But like I said, that's all I have for today. I just wanted to get this Ray Bone Crusher stuff out because he just keeps opening his mouth and keeps digging a bigger hole into himself. So tomorrow we will be starting over on the new flea stuff. So tomorrow we were talking about the new fleas because they've given me so much content, and I haven't even gone through their transcript from last night, which I was doing. So that's what we're gonna do, and then maybe Sunday of next week, probably go over the old stuff again, just to get caught up on everything. I appreciate everybody who has participated today. I'm glad that you came and I was able to voice my opinion. Don't forget, I broadcast most every day. I broadcast every day during the week at 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. On Trivia Saturdays, that's at 4 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock Eastern Time. If you're not a subscriber to this channel and you like the content that's on my channel, please consider subscribing. When you subscribe to my channel, you are helping this channel grow. And you notice that this channel is growing a little bit at a time. And make sure that you hit all notifications. When you hit all notifications, that lets you know when I go live or a new video has been uploaded. And I will say this. I have 200 hours. I have 200 watch time hours. And it doesn't take long for that 200 to go up to 2,000. So as long as I have a voice, and this continues to go on, I'm going to speak out about it. So I will see you guys tomorrow. You all have a wonderful Sunday. Don't forget to watch Jeremy tonight, because it could be interesting. Ciao, ciao, as my friend says. You all have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.
High, high, come down to it all. With your tools in hand, hand, making magic flow. Every broken part, you help me grow. You fix it all, fix it all. You fix it all. Daniel, Daniel, you make it right. Daniel, Daniel, everything's right. When I'm falling apart, you put me back together. Daniel, Daniel, you make it better. From the wires tangled up to the broken dreams, you know how to man all my scattered seams. With your steady hands, you refill my heart. Every piece that's lost, it's a brand new start. You fixed it all, fixed it all. You fixed it all. Daniel, Daniel, you make it right. Daniel, Daniel, everything's bright. When I'm falling apart, you put me back together. Daniel, Daniel, you make it better. Daniel, make it right. When the world shuts down, and I can't see clear, you're my solid ground, always drawing near. Never give up on this heart of mine. Put it back together every single time. Fix it all, now I'm standing tall to all you do. From the highest peak, I can see it through. With your care and touch, everything's